Hey friends, welcome to the 37th episode on the Smart Art Show podcast. My name is Chidi Gabriel, your host, and today we are going to be diving deep into marketing and branding. And I have with me a special guest who is a very good friend and a mentor, and his name is Mr. Chris. He's popularly known as the brand maker. So, friends, Mr. Chris is a business consultant. He's been doing this for over 25 years. He specializes in branding and marketing. He is the chairman of the Vetme Technology, a company that focuses on virtual reality, the future of technology, guys. He is also the founder of the In City magazine. He is the author, he's an author, and he is an entrepreneur coach. So, guys, help me welcome Mr. Chris. Mr. Chris, welcome to the Smart Art Show podcast.
Chitty, thank you so much. You know what? This has got to be the smartest platform that's on earth, man. I'm telling you, you're creating something very special,
Thank you, man.
very special. Those people who are not taking advantage of this platform right now are at a major disadvantage, and if they're not taking advantage of it, and I can see this going so far, into the future. So
Thank
keep it up, definitely. Thank you for the invitation and
you.
for the warm introduction as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chris. We are so glad to have you here. So, guys, just grab your notebooks and your pens because you're going to be learning a lot today about marketing and branding because there is no much better person to learn from than someone who has had this experience for over 25 years. So when I say he is very good at what he does, trust me, guys, this is going to be mind-blowing. So get yourself prepared as we dive into this. So, Mr. Chris, please, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, your journey, and your experience as a business consultant in marketing and branding?
Yeah, thank you for asking me and about that. I was sitting up here thinking, where do I start, as far as on the journey, but for the sake of time, and respect of your listeners, um, my journey in the field of entrepreneurship started when I was at the age of 12.
Wow.
Um, I'm actually a third generation entrepreneur, and was supposed to have been a general contractor in the area of residential construction, home building. So that's really where my family's business and prior generations were the industry that they were in. But even though I still do that as a hobby now, and my dad is semi-retired, but he and I are actually partners, in his construction company now, as well. But with that, being said, um, at the age of 12, started working. At the age of 16, I started my own business, which was a janitorial company. It was the name of the janitorial company was Dirt Penitentiary, and our tagline was "We're locking all the scum up." So we it was when I started the business, my parents were very supportive of it. Um, when I went to get like one of the great memories I can remember about that is that when it was time to get a phone line for the business, I didn't have an office space, so I had to my bedroom was my office space in my parents' home. So when I went to my parents about, especially my mom, my dad really, I knew what he would say. The biggest challenge would have been my mom. And so I went to her first and talked to her about, getting a phone put in my put in my room. And it was almost an act of Congress, to get a phone line, direct phone line into my room, So, but she allowed it. She was receptive of it happening, and I would get crazy calls, because of the name was Dirt Penitentiary, and that's how we were listed in the phone book. We would get calls from people who were looking for James and Jill and everyone else who were locked up in the local jail. And I would have to explain to these people that we're a a service-based company, and we're not an area for people to a corrections facility. So that was some interesting time. As time progressed, also at that particular point, one of the things I really think about now, and thinking back to that particular area, was that I had no idea, by coming up with such a creative name as far as Dirt Penitentiary and the tagline and the logo of it, that it was really marketing. And so I can look back, even as early as the age of 16, how I was directing myself into the area of being a marketing professional, a marketing consultant, because I had no idea. I just knew of what I watched others do, and watch what I was trained to do from other entrepreneurs. So that's how that went. As time progressed, high school, and by that time, during that time of being between the ages of 16 to 18, I worked and probably had other side hustles as well. I was a not only I had the janitorial company, I had a lawn service. I was the neighborhood barbershop.
That's a
Um,
lot.
yeah, neighborhood barbershop. So I would cut hair not only of my siblings and my some neighbors, my cousins. So the weekends, I was jam packed with clients, and in addition to that, uh, I also was I took accounting classes because I was doing my own accounting for my business. And in high school, while I was taking accounting classes, I started to do taxes, for people, for my peers, people who were working in high school. I would do their taxes, do my own taxes, and so I would get paid to do that also. So it gave me a pretty broad experience of things, throughout life, very early on, that I'm very appreciative of, and even going into further into today, I've had the privilege of being able to work within over 50 different industries. Um, you know, during uh, uh, my professional time, as far as in work. So it allows, as a marketing consultant, by working in so many different industries, it allows me an opportunity to be able to see and extract things from other industries that may have worked and some that may not have worked, and being able to creatively use them in other industries, or to see some trends in some other things that may or may not work, within other industries. Because what happens is that, in many companies, um, many companies tend to do what they see their competition doing,
Oh yeah.
and no one even knows if the competition is even having any success by doing what they're doing. So the thing about it is that, we encourage our clients the concept that we normally take with our clients is that we like to test out things that are similar to other industry that have either worked or didn't work, and we kind of customize it a little and test it into an entirely different market. And what it allows it to be able to do, most times, is to set our client, so far apart from their competition,
Okay.
to where they're untouchable from their competition, and their progress, as far as progress, uh, visitors onto the website, increased sales, are all exceptional. So that is the benefit, I guess, of having so much time, and have gotten started at such an early age, as far as in life, that I've been able to help so many different individuals and companies in regards to branding and marketing, and also business growth and entrepreneurship.
Oh wow. That's great. That's a really great journey right there, because having all this experience piling together. So guys, we are going to jump into the next question. In case you're wondering how I met Mr. Chris, I met Mr. Chris online, and trust me guys, the first day we spoke, the advice from Mr. Chris like helped me navigate my business the Mercurius Mind business, because he gave me some piece of advice, and it's something that people will pay for to get, but he did it. That was when I knew that he is someone that has a very kind heart, and he is always out there to help and impact people's life. And when it comes to marketing and branding, trust me, guys, he is an expert when it comes to that. So we're going to jump into a very
Quick question. Quick question. As you just made me think about something as you said that. I don't mean to throw you off. You have such a great flow.
yeah.
Uh, the value. How would you have? How would now the advice that I gave you? And we were just talking casually, and the advice you gave. Now the value that you look at. How much would you have paid for that? How much value could you put as far as a dollar and cents, as far as the advice that in the conversation that we spoke about? How would you value that, or how would you rate it?
Yeah, so I'm going to rate this, with, because I have spoken to, like, some discovery calls with some people, into all
Yeah.
those field, and with the values they are giving me from the advice that I got from you, because you were so you gave me like so much clarity, telling me, okay, this is the step to do this is the step to do it. You made it look, very easy and very clear. So if I'm going to rate that, or put money on that value, I should be talking about, between 4,000 to 6,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you for
Because
that.
yes, so the reason I said this is I spoke to, some other marketers, like, the thing they were trying to tell me, they trying to make it look complicated so that I can, but when I spoke to you, you break things down like, okay, if you're talking to people, this is what you need to be intentional about. This is what you need to focus on right now. This is, so you just put all those things together, and you were doing it with ease, like trying to help someone, a friend and something. But that was, that was a lot, because I remember spending close more than, 30 minutes on the phone with you with all this information. So thank you.
Yeah, I was gonna say we spoke for about 30 to 45 minutes.
Yeah,
Thank you
exactly.
very
Yeah.
much.
Mm-hmm.
And I only ask that because my goal is to be better.
Yeah.
What I do as a consultant and what we do as a company. So I love that kind of feedback so that we can excel. So my next step is within 30 to 45 minutes to be able to give $10,000 and up
Yeah. Yeah.
worth of value within about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So thank you.
So guys, this is the time for you guys to have your own dose. So this second question. So Mr. Chris, considering the fact that, in this current time, almost everything is done virtually, right? And many people, especially entrepreneurs, business owners, are struggling. That's the truth. People are struggling. I've seen the struggle myself. So, but now, as someone who has been in this field for over 25 years, and someone who has, who is very experienced in this field of virtual reality, what are the best marketing strategies you can advise both upcoming entrepreneurs, old-time entrepreneurs, to help them to be more effective in their approach this season?
That's a very great question. Being in as far as the time that we're in right now, um, that no one was planning for.
Yeah.
We were forced into this, and there was a term, I can't remember the White House representative during the time, but this was during the last, and depending on when people are listening to this video and the time frame, because I know this is going to be going on for years.
Yeah.
Depending on time, this would have been during the time of the Trump administration. Someone, they were doing all this press conferences. Someone described the time that we're living as flying in the airplane and building it at the same time.
Yeah.
And that stuck with me, and that is exactly actually the time that we're actually in, especially with many entrepreneurs. Thankfully, there's so many tools that were, and for cause of technology, that have been in place that people could perhaps use as tools and to be creative, about things as well. And so And so, we have things like as far as the video conferencing that we're on and we're speaking on now. There's different social media outlets, and there are other video tools that are out there as well. And then there are other things that are coming, like the platform that we're creating with VertMe technology, as well. It's going to be so beneficial. But however, from a marketing standpoint, I would from a virtual. I think the biggest thing that I would like to focus in on, it was a conversation that I had a few days ago that really sticks with me, is that yes, we need technology, but remember that we're also, from a business standpoint, consultants, business, whether if it's a service base or a product base, your clients are still people. They are humans. So there's a level of patience. There's a level of of understanding. There's a level of clarity because we can text things and it may come off wrong. We can email something and it may come off wrong. So being very conscious of the customer service that we extend to our current and potential clients, to have. I was talking to a client the other day. She was about to do a new photo shoot, and she needed a makeup artist, you know, who and I won't list who the makeup artist. She's actually a makeup artist for a major television episode that comes on, a reality show. So, but I won't name the show, what it is today. But when she reached out to the young woman was very, very, was rushed her, was very, almost very impolite, and just say, hey, go check out, just set up an appointment on my page. This is a totally new client. It's a level of charisma and a level of trustworthiness. And if you can't speak to a person at that particular time period, just simply state to the potential client, thank you for your business and your potential business and your interests. You know, can I give you a call back, in 30 minutes or an hour or within 24 hours, whatever the time period is. But people have a tendency now to want to immediately not even speak to people and just say, hey, book a conference with me on my calendar, which those calendars are wonderful tools. But how about having a conversation with that particular person first, very brief, be very polite, very cordial, with them, instead of automatically just sending them off to a particular area, not understanding what that client's needs are, because you know we may just be missing out on one of the biggest clients that you could ever have, and or biggest lead to another client that you could ever have as well. So mainly to be from a virtual standpoint, virtual is great. Virtual business is great, having calls, but being very conscious of the customer service that's being done from a standpoint of virtually. That can make or break a business. Customer service is a very important part of your marketing, as well, and it can make you or break you. So that would be the biggest thing that I could suggest that people, one of the biggest that people should consider, especially entrepreneurs, business owners, consultants, freelancers, as well.
Yeah, that's very powerful because this thing you just explained is you struck a chord because I remember because I spoke to a couple of people during this period and I remember how everything, because people struggle now because things are being done virtually, that they almost forgot that their clients are still human. Just like the next man is trying to look at what the next man is doing, in terms of their technology, their upgrade and all that. And they want to, focus so much on that and trying to get to more clients and, through their online platforms and all that, trying to learn the latest technology, that they forgot that it is actually that customer service that give, businesses long term, give them life long term. So this, this is a very good, so we should keep that in mind, that always remember that our clients are still human, no matter how, how fast the virtual world is growing. That's very powerful. Thank you so much, Mr. Chris. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So guys, I hope you guys are getting this, and I hope you guys are taking your notes. And let's jump to the next question. So, you are popularly known as the brand maker, and that name is, a powerful name, because so many people struggle now with, when they hear the word, branding, how to brand my business and all that. So in your experience, can you help us like elaborate more, or like give us the meaning of that word, what that word branding, what does it really mean?
Branding is very important. Many people confuse branding to the logo of a company. However, the look and feel, of the logo and etc. People, most people are so focused on the look, right? There's more to branding than simply a logo or the look of the logo. What do people think about when they think about your business? What do people think about when they think about you as an individual? Our brands are very important, from uh, a young guy who is, in high school,
Yeah.
The way that he treats his teacher, the way that, he treats his parent, the way that he treats, the things he does, out into the community, which that brand will follow him along through years. And unfortunately, the negative will always travel faster than good news.
Yeah.
So that brand can follow him, throughout life. So what do people think about when they come to your business? What do people think about when they come to your come visit your website? What do people think about when they have that customer service? Do they think about, oh, when I go there, I get horrible customer service, or I can't stand calling these people because I know I'm going to wait a long time, either in line or wait a long time on the phone to speak to someone? What do people think about? What do people think about? Because when it comes to marketing, that is dealing with the psyche and what people think, as far as your particular business, to get them to react. Now, yeah, you could do a promotional sale and get people to take some immediate call to action if it's something they need. If you have, a hot item such as, we'll say, what's that, like let's say an iPhone, or Android. As soon as we say iPhone or Android, we get a ring, huh?
I'm sorry.
So yeah, you hot, man. I'm telling you, you do some great things for your
Thank
clients, and they want to get in touch with you.
you.
So people think about a phone device or something like that. What ends up happening, if someone did like, okay, buy two get one free, that's an immediate call to action to get people. Those are hot items. People are always in the market to buy such things as that. But you know, but then again, depending on how your branding is, depending on if it's an item that is a hot item or not, people can react to those call to action. So, there's so much more to think about when it comes to branding. What do people think about when they think about you, the individual, your business? Your brand is also an extension from your employees, as well. How your employees treat their clients and customers, also from a service or a product base. So it's so much an extend to a brand. When people smell something, what do they think about? For instance, one of our clients, some years back, we did a lot of work in the hospitality industry. It was the W Hotel some years back, about 10 years ago. We did some projects with the W Hotel. To give you an example of the way that their concept and their branding is that in the morning time, when people are leaving the hotel or coming into the hotel in the mornings, they have this very energetic aroma therapy
Mhm.
that is throughout the entire hotel. Then in the evening times, after about 5 or so into the night, they have a different aromatherapy that comes out that is more calming,
Wow.
as well. So that gives people into the mindset, as far as how to feel, during that particular time period, as far as it affects their senses. So that was a part of their brand. You
Wow.
follow me? So that's even when our senses can also help our brands, as well. How do people, when they see, when they hear, what they smell, what do they think about when it comes to your particular business? For instance, give you another example. There was a neighborhood based restaurant, not restaurant, neighborhood based grocery store that they had several locations, across the country. And one of the things that we helped them on, as far as from their marketing, was as soon as you step into the door, the only thing you smell was meat, and it was raw meat, and it wasn't necessarily a very welcoming smell,
Yeah.
right? So one of the main things that we worked with them on, as far as how to shift the people's thought about their brand, is that after doing some surveying, that's what distracted or
Okay.
detracted them from coming into the store or not wanting to shop with them.
Wow.
They would rather shop with um, some other grocery brands that were either much larger, had more money, or more focused on their marketing and the perception that they put off with their customers. So after that, and that was one of many things that we actually made some suggestions and worked with them on. After that, so what we decided to do is to have them. There was some ventilation things that they had to update, but we took a different model and suggested that, okay, let's put flowers in the very front.
Oh, wow.
Let's put some things in the front that has some very natural and welcoming, uh, experiences with people to stir their senses up differently. But still, we have to be conscious of not to be overpowering, because some people are allergic to flowers, right?
Yeah.
Some people will go in and say, oh, okay, well, if something doesn't smell quite right, let's just, put some cleaning stuff down, or put some artificial sprays that are there. But some people, that will be overbearing to their lungs, to their system, and it gives them internal infection, and that will detract them from coming back to your grocery store or to your place of business. So we still have to be conscious of, but so there was some major things that we suggested and worked with them on. But as a result of all of their shifting, to that, uh, we were able to track the everyone who came into the store. They increased their visitors over a period from 6 months after that on into the future. They became more profitable. They even sold more flowers. They were there at the
Wow.
front. I mean, it was just so many things that actually were increased to their bottom line, and more than that, it simply also, which is one of the most important things, it changed people's mindset about what they thought about that brand. When they smell something that doesn't smell so good, it changes people's thought about your brand. So now when they smell something that smells good,
Yeah.
their mindset changes about what that experience of that brand is all about. So branding is one of the most important parts things of. Unfortunately, many people have a tendency to know that they need branding, know that they need marketing, but many times, depending on the type of business, which I see this in many small to medium-sized businesses, is is wanting to put the investment into branding and marketing, which is very important. So thank you for asking that question. That's a very important question about what really is branding. So instead of giving a definition, I thought I would give you some
Yeah,
examples
yeah,
of
very
how
important.
branding is so important and what branding really is.
Yeah, yeah. This is very powerful. This is very, very helpful. Like, the way you explained it, because you put it down, because normally the truth of the matter is some years ago, or I was thinking branding is having a a beautiful logo and having a beautiful website, and all that, but now, with this explanation, the way you put it down, from a very clear point. So it's just like branding is your personality, what people see when they look at you, what they think, what they smell, So this is very important. And I thank you for sharing this with us. So I know your time is important. Before I let you go, so I want to ask you one more last question, before we tell our guests where they can find you and connect with you. So, but as a professional marketer and a brand maker, what change or what benefit do you think having the right marketing strategy can bring to one's business? Yeah, what are the benefits? Because people need to
Yeah,
know.
that's a great question. Some major benefits to having the right marketing strategy. Um, and I believe that, in talking to people, many businesses, uh, they, I think many of them know that there's a benefit to having a good marketing strategy. But there's a part of a marketing strategy that I believe that many people, many business owners, depending on the level of expertise, uh, don't get put enough time into. And I would like to address that, um, which is R&D, which is research and development.
Oh,
Spending the time to research analytics, of things, being able to put the numbers together, um, the pricing, of things as well as far as testing, and given a time to be able to test out particular platforms, to test, if this is a good area. Someone may, drive down the street, see a vacant building. Oh, that'd be a good place for a restaurant, and just go and open it up, not knowing, okay, is it what the market likes? If you put, you know, we were talking about an Ethiopian restaurant, before, and one of the cities that we have a presence is, which is in my hometown. When we were visiting, we were thinking, said, man, we wish that we had a taste for Ethiopian food, and we said, man, we wish we had Ethiopian here. But the closest thing is not even comparison to Ethiopian food that we had access to was Indian cuisine. You know, would an Ethiopian restaurant work in that particular market of Central Alabama? We would have to do the test on that.
yeah.
But for someone just to pick up and just to open one there and put, tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars, into the concept, you know, they could it could not be it may not be a wise decision to be able to do. But by doing the research first, yeah, research can cost some money to do. But these days, now that we have so much access to social media, so many access to people and or associations, and access to online, the internet, research can be done a lot more quicker.
Yeah.
Uh, you can get some wonderful information by doing some searching. It may cost a little bit of money to do, but many times those reports are online for a few dollars that you can spend versus, or even bring on a consultant. to do the research for you, which is still can be a lot less than investing these tens and hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars, into a business that, it decided later on, oh wow, it didn't work.
Yeah.
So marketing strategy is important, but I wanted to focus on the research and development, of that marketing strategy is pivotal. It's very, very important. And I can't stress about the importance of that in order to, make your freelance company or service base or nonprofit organization, you know, along with associations, everyone, all companies, need to do research and development. Research development needs to be continuous throughout the duration of your business. It never ends,
Yeah.
right? Because we always need to be testing. We always need to be developing as far as our products and services so that we can get better.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is wonderful. Guys, this is a quick testimonial. I haven't really told Mr. Chris this one-on-one, but I remember earlier this year, there was this organization I was working with. They deal with young adults between the ages of 17 and 21. And, I've been working with them from last year, but there wasn't the, like much impact that I wanted it to be, like, more time of more sessions and all that. So, but by the time I spoke to Mr. Chris, that call that we had, the first call that we had, you know, he gave me some simple steps in, to approach both the coordinators and the CEOs and all that. And I did that, and that created more rapport between me and them. So as I'm speaking now, they like referred me to another school that needed, services that I offer. And now another organization like this is trying to build something new. And now they called me yesterday and they're saying, okay, we will want you to work with them. Like, since we enjoy what you're doing with us, we like the impact we are seeing in all these, students. So, but it was just a simple shift, with the simple steps that, Mr. Chris laid down for me. So guys, this is just a few minutes podcast, but trust me, if you know that you are struggling with your business, because this thing begins with honesty to self. I was very open to Mr. Chris. I told him I am struggling with my business. So if you know you will want to like gain this clarity that will help you move your business to the next level. This is not just about the marketing strategies and all, both the advice, both the coaching sessions, both the things, the kindness that he puts into whatever he does. So I would like Mr. Chris to tell us, the different platform where you can find him and you can connect with him. Trust me, guys, there is a lot of things that you will have as an advantage when you connect with Mr. Chris. I just told you one of it. Not just, there are so many things more. So, but trust me. So, Mr. Chris, can you just tell our audience where they can find you, easily, or connect with you in whichever way?
Thank you so much for your kind words. I appreciate that. It warms my heart to know that the things that we do to help you and others have been successful and has worked for you. Thank you. Thank you for the invitation of sharing my contact information with your audience as well. We'll go first is the phone number, 678-827-1602, 678-827-1602. My direct email address is cthomas, cthomas at inmmgroup.com. So at cthomas at inmmgroup.com. My website is itscthomas.com, itscthomas.com, itscthomas.com.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Chris. So, guys, I will still put all this information in the description box, for those of you that, may not be able to get there. So, I will put it in the description box for easier access to it. So, once you go through this podcast and go to the description box, you will be able to find those information. And I want to thank you again, Mr. Chris, for your time. I want to thank you for your kind advice. I want to thank you for all this, great information that you poured into us today. I am very sure that my audience says they gain great things from this small, like this few minute podcast. And we would love to have you back again some other time. But in the meantime, thank you so much. And God will bless you for us. Okay. And if there is there any last words that you want to just drop to people so that they will know that okay, this is it. Let me grab onto this and run with it.
Well, first thing I want to do is a plug for you is that those of you who are actually watching this on video, if you're watching it, make sure you follow, put share, push subscribe to my man Cheetah's page right now, because then you'll be able to get those alerts to be able to see, all the things, the wonderful content and information for free that he's putting out there and for
Thank you.
relationships that he's building, as well. So make sure you press share, subscribe, so you can get those alerts, on that. And then one thing I would like to say is that don't kill your dreams, execute them.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow, that's powerful. Thank you. Thank you, guys. You heard that. Do not kill your dreams, but execute them. Thank you very much, Mr. Chris. It's so wonderful to have you here. Thank you, everyone, for your time hanging out with us today again on the Smarter Show podcast. And we will see you next week.